Hello everyone and welcome to the sideboard at the Standard Open in Baltimore. I'm here with Marius Cholewa. You guys might have seen him on camera, not winning the match sadly. We took a loss there, but his deck very interesting. We've got a Naya deck splashing black into it.
Yeah, we looked at a lot of the results from like the past two GPs, and we really thought that Deathrite Shaman was going to be really live against zombies. So like being able to drill their creatures without undying, and like keeping grave crawlers off of coming back. Sure. We thought it'd be really good to gain the life. And then like against like the blue-white flash decks and stuff, like I just played against blue-white flash, and Deathrite Shaman, I played it on turn 1, it got in for 14, just exiling 7 instants and sorceries. Yeah. And he's just been absolutely insane. The mana's like kind of clunky with 4 Caverns, the Kessig, and the Slayer's Stronghold. But with 4 Farseeks, it normally works out fine.
Okay. Naya is a deck that's been performing pretty well on Moto. It kind of surged as an answer, I think, to the black-red aggro decks, and then it's like a mid-range deck that can also compete with them aggressively. So you've added black, and the Deathrite Shaman is the primary gain in black in the main deck, right? But you've also got some sideboard options, the Lingering Souls, Slaughter Games.
I think, The sideboard has three Lingering Souls, 2 Slaughter Games, and that's where we're gonna tap out at black there with only 2 black sources in the deck. Okay. We didn't want to go too heavy into it. We thought about playing Rakdos Return, but we just didn't know if it was gonna be enough. Sure. Like in matches where we'd boarded in, it seemed like Bonfire was still just better.
Shifting back to the main deck, what are the perks you see with this mid-range archetype as opposed to something like Jund or like the 4 or even 5 color like control-y decks that people have begun to play?
It just seems better that you get access to like Huntsmaster and like Restoration Angel and Thragtusk all at the same time. Okay. As opposed to just like the Unburial Rites decks, which just like fold a certain sideboard hate. Sure. Or like the control decks that are just kind of like dirtle around for 4 or 5 turns. It just like it gives you like the aggro like if you need it, and then like the mid range against the matches where you want it. It audibles very well between being the control and the aggro deck. So. Okay.
Well, you've got Angel of Serenity, obviously, as your top end, but speaking to that aggressive aspect, you've got Zealous Conscripts, which can swing games around really randomly, I imagine. Yeah. Opponents just not really prepared. And Thundermaw Hellkite, which has been an all-star in the black-red deck, but seems like a little out of place in a deck that can gum up the ground more so, but have you really just been relying on this guy as a way to get through?
I actually haven't casted it all today. I haven't drawn it once. I was playtesting last night against the Zombies matchup, and I just had a Thundermaw on board. He was at 5. He slammed Aristocrat when I was at 3 and swung in with it. I blinked it with a Restoration Angel, killed his guy, and swung in for the win. I mean, like, it's like really good against like the tokens deck that get a lot of Lingering Souls and like Midnight Haunting Spirit tokens and stuff. And like against Blue-White Flash, it's okay because it like taps down the Angel with a Pike, or it like blows up their souls. But like, I've been boarding it out a lot, so I'm not really sure how well it is. Like, sometimes I kind of wish it was like more Zealous Conscripts because they've just been way more insane.
That's fair. Your deck obviously very good against Lingering Souls. In addition to the Thundermaw Hellkite Restoration Angel interaction, you also have Bonfire of the Damned. Yeah,
that card has been an all-star.
I can imagine. You've got 4, so you've got maximum miracle potential, which is right where we want to be. Have you miracled it for a free game yet today?
In round 2, I had a feature match off camera, and literally every turn I needed to draw it, I had with Xaxes mana, I drew it. And like it was like for 3, for 5, with like the first time for 3 he had 3 flip mayors. The other time, or no, it's 2 flip mayors. So I cast it for 4. Yeah, so I cast it for 4 to wipe the board. And then the next game he played an Armada Worm in the token. I had 6 mana up, and of course I drew it for 5. With double Thragtusk to kill him.
I imagine he was displeased.
Yeah, actually last round against Blue-White Flash I hard cast it for 4. And then he was at 2, and I removed it with a Deathrite Shaman to kill him.
That is a sizable number. Deathrite Shaman definitely does work in that matchup. Let's shift over to talk about more of your sideboard.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so we already talked a little bit about your Slaughter Games and Lingering Souls, the Black Splash that you get a little sideboard action for. Yeah. What matchup have those cards been shining?
This card has just absolutely just been nuts against zombies. Like being able to block Aristocrat forever and just like not really have to worry about it. And then like, especially with Deathrite Shaman in play and they're sacking guys that keep it alive, I'm just gaining 2 life a turn. Just like normally been turning out great. It didn't turn out so well, obviously, my feature match earlier.
Sure.
Mulling to 5 was a pain. Yeah, it's been nuts against zombies, and against the green-white decks, they none of them are like really playing Rancor, and then they don't have access to Trample, so just like having chump blockers there for days is just really relevant.
And the Solder Games are coming in, obviously, against a lot of control decks, specifically the Bant opponents.
Yeah. Tamiyo's a problem. Normally, if like they wrath the board and I just have a Thragtusk token, that gets bad. Sphinx's Revelation's horrible for me. it's an absolute nightmare. Sometimes I'll get the Lingering Souls like against the Esper deck, like just give them no blockers. They don't really play too many threats. Just grab the Lingering Souls out of Esper decks. We tested it in the mirror, and there's just like literally no card we care about. Just like in the mirror, I just don't even want to bring it in. There's one other match. Yeah, I guess the Green-White Humans deck, or the Green-White Aggro deck, I named Wolfear Silverheart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like we normally can't Bonfire through that guy.
Sure, that actually makes sense. That was a go-to in, obviously, the Naya mid-range mirrors at the Pro Tour for the block tournament. It was just huge to be able to play Silverheart and nothing can kill it, so you gotta have some kind of solution. Moving on to the rest of the sideboard, you have some cards that seem pretty awesome against control in the Loxodon Smiters and Trample Ferocities, although Smiter is obviously very good against pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Being a 3-mana 4/4.
Yeah, that guy is a big game. He is an elephant with a hammer, and he just doesn't really care. Against zombies, he just kills every threat they have.
Sure.
And like he trades with Aristocrat if they don't have anything. He eats a Hell Rider. The only card he just can't deal with is like Thundermaw Hellkite, but like normally you're out racing them because your guy came down 2 turns earlier, or you play it on turn 2 off a Pilgrim. Normally works out pretty well.
You've also got a pair of Sigarda, Host of Herons in here, a card that's been getting a little more play since rotation, but still not like a format staple or anything. How's she been working out for you?
Severely underwhelming. I haven't boarded it in at all. I thought maybe there might be more Jund matchups and stuff, so like I would like to have her there. And like I wanted to board her in against zombies earlier, but like on the draw I just don't like it. Against on the play maybe it's okay. It just depends on like what kind of list they're running. If they're really removal heavy, she's insane. But like against like the Blood Artist decks, I don't really like it that much.
Right, because just blocking duty is really not that good, unless you're racing, in which case it's not blocking anymore. Okay, and you've got Selesnya Charm. Have you been boarding this in the aggro matchups to get a little creature on the side, or how are we using this one?
I boarded it in against the Green-White deck to just deal with the Gavany. So if their guys get too big, I can deal with it, or remove their Thragtusk if they bring them in, or if they have them. Or just trampling over is really good. But, mainly the reason we had them was for the Reanimator decks, to get rid of like Gristlebrand Brands and Angel Serenities and stuff.
Oh, okay, sure. It's a little more effective than running like a straight up piece of graveyard hit, I guess. You're just assuming you can bounce back from whatever they do. Okay. Well, it's been working out pretty decently for you so far. I'm going to go ahead and wish you luck in the rest of the Open.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back with more Standard.